Good evening. Today we are going to see this sheet number 7. So this sheet number 7, this is related with gantry girder. Already we have solved the problem of gantry girder and we have to plot a sheet related with that gantry girder. So now we are going to divide it into three parts. We have in first part elevation of gantry girder, and then we have cross section of gantry girder. Second part we have plan of gantry girder, and third part we have three conditions which we have used: condition for maximum wheel load, then condition for maximum shear force, and condition for maximum bending moment. This condition we have for crane girder, and these two conditions we have for gantry girder. And you have this title block over here. So now first part elevation of gantry girder. So we have cross section and then elevation. Now you can see we have thickness of flange. So we have thickness of a TWC means I can show you over here. So this is TWC. So TWC thickness of web of channel. Then thickness of flange of channel. Then we have this will be thickness of flange of channel. You have to keep in mind these lines should be matched over there. So we have these lines matched over here. Then we have this will be width of flange width of channel. So you can see this line is matched. Should be very clear while plotting this. Now I have mentioned this TFB. You have to write down value of your channel beam, width of flange of channel. You have to write down your value. Here also you have to write down your value. I have not written because if I will write, then you will write same value. Then you have to write down this. This is ISWB 550 whatever you have. Add. Then this you have to write down ISLC 300. So these values you have to write down. That is by using you can go for two lines, and in these two lines you can write down it. These two lines should be very faint, and in that you have to write down this. Then this is depth of beam. So already I mentioned it. So this is depth of beam from this to this, depth of beam. So these lines you have to match. You should be very careful with this. So this is elevation of gantry girder. This is cross section of gantry girder. Then thickness of flange of beam. So this is bottom thickness. So this should be matched again. So this is thickness of flange of beam. So this is about your first part. Then we have second part, plan of gantry girder. Now you are going to see it from top, so you should be very careful with this. So if I will show you this section, then what you are going to see on this, so just I will rub all these whatever we have written over here. Then which lines we have to plot. So this is first line, so this is second line, so that will be depth of channel. Then we have this second line. So we have this will be second line. So this is first. This will be dark line. Then we have this as dotted line. This as dotted line. Then we have thickness of beam. Sorry, beam flange width of beam. So we have this as dotted line. So you can see how many lines you have to plot. And again we have this as thickness of web of beam. So this is thickness of web of beam first. Then this is BF of beam. Then we have this will be thickness of flange of channel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. So you can see this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so this is our plan. So we can have this is flange width. Then this is depth of channel. This is thickness of flange of channel. Thickness of web of channel. So we have likewise these lines we have plotted. So after this line, this will be my second part. And then we have third part in which we are going to be with these conditions. So you have to write down this in your three parts. So this whatever I am showing here, you have to write down this also. And then you have to go for this diagram. And we know we should have, this is my HA, that is hook approach. And you have to put your one of the wheel at hook approach and second at a distance whatever you have between wheel loads. And then we have, this will be HA, and this will gives me maximum value of reaction RA, and that RA we have to, or this RA will be carried by two wheels, and therefore we are going to get wheel load that is equal to RA by 2. Then you have to plot this condition for maximum shear force. We know one of the wheel is on the support and another that is at distance between wheel loads, that is D. So this is on gantry girder. First, you have to keep in mind this is span of crane girder, which may be 20 meter, 18 meter, 22 meters, and this is gantry girder, which may be 6 meter, 7 meter, 8 meter, likewise. And from this we are going to get maximum shear force. So we may have, this will be R1, R2, and maximum shear force we will get it as R1. So you write down here, therefore maximum shear force equal to R1. Shear force equal to R1. And then here you can write actually in last this. So maximum wheel load equal to RA by 2. Maximum wheel load equal to RA by 2. So that we should know. And then we will have maximum bending moment. So one of the wheel and centroid should be equidistant. So you can see this. This is my centroid, or I can say resultant. And this resultant we have at a distance d by 2. So we have this as d by 2. This we have d by 2. And we have one of the wheel W and R equidistance from centroid. So you can see this is my centroid. And this d by 2 is divided d by 4 and d by 4. So one of the wheel and resultant, you can see when one of the wheel load, so one of the wheel load and CG of the wheel load should be equidistance from center. So from here we have d by 4 and d by 4. And then when we will take moment about this, I will say W1, and this is also W1 or W we can say. So we have, so we can give name to this wheel actually. So I will say WA wheel, and this will be WB wheel. So we have to find out maximum bending moment is at wheel load A. That you have to write down actually. Here we have UDL due to this, that also you can show actually. So you show this UDL. In above figure also you have to show this UDL, which will be self weight of the girder. So you can write this W, self weight of gantry girder. So here also you can show this actually. That is important, required. So you can have this self weight of girder. You can mention self weight of gantry girder, that you have to keep in mind. Gantry girder. So you have to put values over here. Here you put values. So that will be on better side. Do not keep likewise. So you know value of wheel load, put here, value of wheel load, you know value of wheel load, put here. Span of gantry girder, you know, put value of span of gantry girder. This distance between wheel loads, put value here. R1, you know, put value of R1, put here what is maximum shear force. D, you know, put here D by 2, 4 value, D by 4 value, RA, you know, and then find out value of maximum bending moment. That also you have calculated. Put value over here. Do not write equation, but values you have to put. And in the same way, here also you put the span of gantry girder. You put this value of W. You put this value of W, that is wheel load, and from this you calculate RA, and from this RA you also calculate maximum wheel load. So these values actually you have to put over here whatever you got in your problem. So you do not you do not put as it is whatever I have. So distance between wheel load means whatever you have 2.3, 2.4, 3 meter, whatever you have to put that as distance between wheel loads. Whatever written that you remove. Do not write span of gantry girder. Here you write down. If you have 20 meters, then write down 20 meters. Wheel load you have 120, then you can write W 120 kilonewton or 180 kilonewton, whatever you have. So likewise, you have to complete this sheet of gantry girder. So this is your sheet number 7. So we have now only one sheet remain. That is sheet number 8. That we will complete in next video. Thank you.